Fintech is rapidly changing the face of the financial sector. The change stems from both technological advancements and shifting customer expectations. The innovations in products and services, coupled with digital progress, can promote more financial inclusion. Innovate Finance is the independent industry body and voice of UK Fintech. And I'm joined now by their CEO, Janine Hirt. Welcome, Janine.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to be here.
Now, can Fintech be a force for good?
Fintech is and has been a real force for good throughout the years. We know, for example, that in the UK alone, 8 out of 10 individuals are using at least one fintech tool on a regular basis, and 60% of all SME lending across the United Kingdom is being done by fintech. So you see that fintech is very much powering the engine of this economy here. We also know that fintech is creating a more inclusive, a more democratic, and a more effective financial services sector that really works better for everyone. We created a report last year in collaboration with our partner Accenture, where we actually mapped the impact of UK fintech against the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And the results were heartening. We found that 98% of UK fintech is having a positive impact on the economy, with more than a quarter directly addressing inequality and more than a third supporting institutions that foster greater social justice and growth. So it's definitely a force for good.
So given that it's a force for good, what does the current government need to do to fully unleash the positive impact in fintech?
So we released a few days after the election our Innovate Finance Fintech Plan for Government. And in this plan, we outlined 3 big ambitions that we feel the new government can and must deliver on in order to cement the UK as the global leader in fintech. One of those is around ensuring that the UK is the world's first smart data economy, which means we need to progress open banking through to open finance, through to open data. The second pillar is making the UK the safest place in the world to use digital finance. And that means addressing fraud in a holistic manner and bringing all those voices in. And the third way is making the UK ultimately the best place in the world to harness new technology within financial services. And that means looking at areas like AI and Gen AI and ensuring that we are all working together to regulate and to ensure this is properly put into the sector.
And how does the UK fintech ecosystem compare with markets around the globe?
So we are a global leader in fintech here in the United Kingdom. In 2023 alone, despite a pretty difficult economic year, we saw more than $5 billion of investment coming into UK fintech. That is second in the world only to the United States, and it is ahead of essentially all of Europe combined. So we very much continue to be at that forefront of changing financial services for the better.
Now, finance doesn't have a reputation for being a very diverse sector. Is it changing?
So in the fintech space, we have seen a lot of progress, but there is still so much more to be done. So of that $5 billion of investment I mentioned earlier in 2023, less than 10% of that went to female-founded fintechs or female-led fintechs. So we have to do better. And part of that is also looking at the makeup of the VCs and the investment firms themselves. It's also not just about gender diversity. It is about celebrating LGBTQIA+ community. It's about looking at driving greater neurodiversity, supporting ethnic diversity, racial diversity, and socioeconomic diversity as well. At Innovate Finance, we have a strong diversity program, which is underpinned by our Women in Fintech Power List as well, and also our LGBTQIA+ Pride in Fintech Power List too. But we are very keen to work across the industry to help drive that forward.
And what about the future? What's your vision for the future of fintech?
Well, so we are incredibly excited about the opportunities that fintechs offer to create a better financial services overall. And now we need to ensure that industry is working with government and with the regulators to really fully unlock and unleash that power of fintech to create a more democratic financial services.
Thank you very much, Janine, for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.